started something?
Yeah, about a 20-second delay.
Okay, now that's
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
mic check.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
We're good? You close it?
Yep. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Just wrapped up player interviews here at Livonia High School. Now I get to sit down with the head man himself, going into year 2 here for the Wildcats. Coach, thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching out and giving me an opportunity to come talk a little ball with you today.
Absolutely. We appreciate you coming through.
Coach, first off, 10 guys sat with me. How do you think they represented the program? You had a good group there.
Man, thought that was a really interesting group of kids, wide range of personalities. So was excited to see them in a group setting, see how they kind of put it together and coordinated. And so I enjoyed it, man. I was in my office watching on my phone, so I enjoyed seeing their personalities come out a little bit.
And then before, it's like you go 10 seconds before you hit play, and it's like completely different guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're having fun clowning around, and it was like, all right, let's lock in. It was a switch, I guess you could say.
I'm proud of them.
All right, so this is my first time getting to meet you. Probably the first time my audience is getting to meet yourself also. So take me back to the beginning. Let's introduce yourself. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Why did you get into coaching?
All right. So I'm Khalil Thomas, originally from this parish. Grew up down here for high school. Left when he played for Dale Weiner and Catholic Baton Rouge. From there, scholarship to McNeese, played there 4 years, and then I kind of came home. And my dad was a coach for PC Rec growing up. So I'd always been around football from the time I was 4 all the way till I finished playing at 21. So I was just kind of home studying for the bar exam, and we got close to football season. And it just didn't feel right not being around the game, not being around the sideline. I've had too many great mentors that poured into me.
Yeah, that
so,
itch.
So I just started reaching out to different guys, seeing if there's any openings or where should I go, where should I start, can you put me in the right direction? And I've had a lot of good mentors, man. Coach Kelly from Catholic, he was actually the AD at the time. He said that they were full, so he recommended me to Travis Bourgeois at Episcopal. So I coached under Travis, and so my first year coaching was under Jimmy. And that dude was just like undoubtedly the best, one of the best mentors I've ever had in my life. And so I spent that whole first year learning under Jimmy Williams, Travis, and those guys kind of just put the battery in my back. And from there, I was stuck in it.
Let's go through your coaching past. You said you stopped in Episcopal, and then from Episcopal, was it here?
No, so from Episcopal, I ended up at Bruley for 5 or 6 years with Coach Hoff Schooler, man. Another one of my mentors, heck of a guy, gave me my first opportunity. Him, Walt Lamorne, gave me a chance, a young coach, 21 years old, to come in there and kind of just get my feet wet with the coach, and then eventually that ended up to me being defensive coordinator. So. And then from there, I left and I went and coached under David Semino at Central for 1 season, and then I ended up here last year.
Wow! So you knew before you left those guys would be competing for a state title before long.
100%, man. David's got a good formula. The kids buy into everything he's selling. That talent's completely behind him. So it was only a matter of time.
Yeah. What were some things that you brought with you from each stop that you wanted to implement here? So Episcopal, then Bruley, then Central. What were some things you brought with you from each stop that you wanted to implement here, Coach?
So I would say, at Episcopal, the biggest takeaway I had from those guys is just how they're not always fully staffed, but everybody's pulling in the same direction, all for the common goal. So it was just cool seeing a group of men just so cohesive. And so everywhere I've gone, I've always tried to emulate that again. Just having a staff that's so close, that can bounce ideas off each other, that's always down to service each other, help each other. So from first stop, I'd probably say just that group's cohesiveness. Thought they were amazing. Bruley, that is where I feel like I took the biggest jump in terms of play calling, structure. I learned a lot from Hoff in terms of the defense, the fronts, when to call certain plays, why we're calling certain plays, and just the overall buy-in factor that it takes to have a structured, successful defense. And then from Central, from that one, I would probably just take David's preparedness, his family aspect. One thing that always sticks out to me is like he truly believes you got to separate to elevate, and that's something I brought with me here, because I feel like there is a lot of chances to do the wrong thing. But for us to change the culture, like you heard some of the boys say, for us to get where we want to go, they have to actively make the right decisions, and they have to separate themselves from the wrong things so we can elevate as a group. So that's a little bit of something I took from every place.
Okay. Walk me through the decision. Was it the right time in your career that you said you wanted to be a head coach? Talk to me about that hiring process and the emotions of the announcement.
All right. So for me, I felt like it was time. I felt like I had done every role on a staff. I've done position coach and I've done coordinator and I did special teams. So I felt like I've done all the roles that I needed to do. I felt like I've learned from the right people along the way. So when this job came open, I was actually unsure if I wanted to apply or not because I just got to Central. We had a really good year one under David. I knew what we had coming back, and I saw the writing on the wall of what they were going to go do that next year.
Yeah.
So that kind of made it a little tough because it was like I was coaching some amazing kids over there, but then when it came down to this place has just always been on my heart. So like I told you, I'm originally from here,
Yeah.
and I watched it when it was at its peak under guys like Brewerton and under guys like Guy Mastretta. Then I've also seen it where my cousins were here the last like 3 to 4 years where it wasn't where we were not at the peak anymore. And so then I just started to see, like when you get on Facebook and stuff, more kids are getting in trouble, more kids are getting into the wrong thing. So when this came open, man, I knew it was tied to the Parish AD spot, and so when I took it, it was on my heart. Like I prayed on it, and it was just on my heart. Like I was just like, if I can go there and I can do my 1% to change the culture, if I can have 1% of impact on these kids making a decision to get into sports and get into more positive things and stay away from the things that are gonna hold them back later in life, then I want to do it. And so when it came open and I kind of prayed on it, I felt like God put it on my heart, and it was just the right time for me.
Okay. How soon did you turn on the film of the year before? And what were some key takeaways of some goods and some bads that you saw? Also, walk me through that first player meeting when you addressed the team for the first time as head coach.
So almost immediately I dove straight into the film because I wanted to identify who we had coming back, what they looked like, what the mentality on the tape said to me. So immediately dove into the film. My takeaways were we had some guys that I think with some accountability, with that push, I do think they can help us take that next step and kind of have success for themselves in the process. After that, the first team meeting was just me talking to the boys, introducing myself, letting them understand my standards and my accountability level. I'm not going to budge off of certain things, what I expect from them. And then from there, it was just about identifying the things in the program that they thought helped them have success, identifying the things that they thought held them back from success, and moving forward, how can we limit this list and be all about this list? So for me, it was just more so kind of pushing them to open their minds up and understand that consistency is the only way for us to get where we want to go, and y'all have to be completely bought in for us to get there. And so that's pretty much our first team meeting, was about just understanding them, getting them to understand me, and us just kind of getting a clear level of expectations out.
First win as a head coach, describe that feeling.
It was a good feeling. Winning, like I told the guys right when I got here, winning is not easy. You got to do a bunch of little things, make a lot of right decisions along the way to win. So when you win, it feels good, man. I was more happy for them because I want to get them more of those, because I feel like these kids have put in the work this summer and they deserve that.
Every year is different. How have you grown as a coach?
From year one to year two, I feel like I've grown tremendously, just in terms of my preparation, my organization, my leadership skills amongst my staff and amongst my team. I feel like I've grown. I spent the time talking to my mentors, learning a little bit more, picking their brains about practice plans and different things like that. So I think year two, the biggest thing that I've done that I found has helped is I'm asking for more help from the right people.
Yeah. Year two, taking that next step and the vision that you've put out here, what's some of those small things that have to apply?
Being a nasty football team that just turns everything into a fight. I want my team to get to the point where there's no back down. I don't care about the nameless, faceless opponents. I don't care about who they are. I don't care about their uniform. We understand that Every team is its own challenge. Every team put their cleats on. They went to work Monday through Thursday, just like we did for this Friday night. We got to strap it up and we got to go play just like they have to go play. And we want to play our brand of football. And so that probably be one of the main things I would say.
Okay. Players off to other sports after week 10 wrapped up. How soon did you get back to work?
Almost immediately. Off-season guys, the guys not in other sports immediately went to off-season lifts, and then from that point on, like, we encourage our guys to play other sports, and from there it's just supporting them, continuing to keep that football family aspect while we're supporting them and showing up to them performing in other sports. And so once we got them, we didn't get everybody back because we got a lot of guys that play baseball, basketball. We got guys that run track, and so we didn't get everybody back until baseball and track ended. So we started pretty much almost immediately, and then once we got in the spring, gave them a couple days off, and we got right back to it in the summer.
Your biggest emphasis this summer, what was it?
The details. The details. We got to do the little things it takes to win.
What were some areas you wanted to address and attack this offseason?
Our run game. Wanted to get a lot more physical in our run game. Wanted to come up with more options in terms of style of running. Like, you met Cam Johnson today. He's our bruiser. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that gets us going in the run game, but we also need complementary pieces to him. So that was important for us to develop those guys. And then as well as our starting quarterback, Chase, he was honorable mention all district, and he only played the back 3 games because we had a different starter who ended up getting injured. Well, for him, it was just about taking the reps with him, letting him see the defenses, letting him develop his passing game, because the back half of that season, those last 3 games, he showed us a lot, but it was a small sample size. So now the focus has become, what can we do to hit the ground running and finish, or start the year where we finished at the very last game of the year.
I asked the group, I'm going to ask yourself now,
Mm-hmm.
Did this group win the summer?
Yes, 100%. Like Team 2 for me is, I think they definitely took a jump. I feel like they're closer as a family than we were last year. I feel like the work was consistent. Sometimes I got to keep these dudes out the building because, like, the captain, Nico, CJ, those guys are trying to get guys up here, work out, run all the time, and sometimes you got to recover guys. So I definitely feel like they took the next jump, and then even on like their days off, they were getting together, going to the fields, competing against other high schoolers, competing against each other, putting in footwork, going and seeing trainers. So I truly feel like they started, the buy-in is happening.
Yeah. Any question marks going into the season? What are they?
Question marks going into the season. Can we do the little things that it takes to finish those close games that we didn't finish last year? I believe we can, but I'm interested to see how we're going to do it.
When you have the numbers that you have and depth is in your favor, talk to me about how all the guys take on that mindset of, if coach needs me to be on the field every snap, I will.
Man, so we preach mental toughness. We preach staying in the fight. When you're in a fight, you got to stay in the fight. You can't just turn and run. And so we preach that, and I feel like they finally, going into the spring this year, it felt like they finally understood what I meant by that, because we had taken so many punches last year, and we fought back for a long time, but then sometimes we would give in and we'd stop fighting. When we came to that spring, it just felt different. Like, it felt like they understood the messaging and they were taking it to heart. And then when we came to the summer, it felt like that as well. Like, we're in the weight room, I'm putting adversity in place, making things happen for them, and just seeing their fight and their resilience. I'm excited.
What's the most difficult thing you had to overcome a year ago?
Most difficult thing, just the numbers. Like we talked about the depth issues, because when we got a lot, I like where we're at with things, but then like last year felt like in the worst possible time, a crucial guy on the O-line or D-line went down, and it derailed whatever we were trying to do.
What or who do you lean on when things aren't going well?
Player-wise or just personally?
Yourself.
My dad. Definitely my dad. Then my mentors. Like, if I really need to call somebody about football things, I'll talk to Andy Martin. He did, like, that dude, he coached me in high school a little bit. We'll have moments at 7-on-7 where he'll see me getting frustrated about something, and when like the game will end, he'll come up, put his arm around me, and just be like, "Coach, remember the mission, man. I'm so proud of you. I love you. Anything you need, call me. And so those conversations with him definitely helped me. Talking to guys like Neil Weiner, who picks up the phone anytime I need something. David Semino, anytime I need something, he's one call away. So I got a good group of men around me that want to see me win and are willing to help me.
Good. Coach, do you build your scheme around your players or make players fit your system?
Around my players. My players are everything.
Do you celebrate small wins to keep morale and focus high here?
So going back to one of your other questions, that's something I needed to work on from year one, from year two, is because for me, anyone who knows me and my playing career, I'm a perfectionist, and it's hard for me to zoom out and see perspective while I'm in things.
Okay.
So going into year two, I feel like when I got out of year one, I feel like I stepped back and I just unbiasedly watched the film, and I saw so much growth on the tape. Like teams that were gonna win by 50 a year and a half ago beat us by one score on something that we did wrong. And so honestly, looking back on it, that is something that I need to do better at this year coming up, and I've done it better at this summer, is acknowledging the small wins, because the small wins are going to eventually turn into the big victory if they're acknowledging the kids and know that, hey, that's exactly what I needed from you, and you did amazing right there, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Okay. What are your core principles on both offense and defense?
Protect the ball. The ball is the issue. The ball is the key. So for offense, we have to have the ball, no turnovers, interceptions, fumbles. We have to get up with the football. Defensively, we've got to take the ball away. So being super aggressive but poised is something that is just super important to me. Integrity. Are you going to do your job even when you think no one's watching? The eye in the sky is not going to lie to you. And so I harp on the integrity piece because it's just like I want 11 guys that are going to do their job every play. And if everyone's doing their job, I just have faith things are going to work out in our favor, because we're doing what we're coached to do. We're being aggressive, and the ball is gonna find the people that's not being aggressive. In my playing experience, so being aggressive, having integrity, being a dog, like just being a dog, all around dog. When things aren't your way, not somebody who's gonna get in that feeling, slump down and whine. Just somebody who's gonna suck it up and make a play. Just a cur dog. To say it, yeah, just to say it.
There you go. You inherited this group when they were juniors. Now they're going into their senior year. Give me your thoughts on this year's senior group.
Man, this year's senior group is special. Simply put, this group is special. These dudes work hard. These dudes every day, no excuses. They're showing up and they're busting their tail. So with this group here, whatever their future holds, I have so much confidence that they're going to be successful in whatever that may be, because these dudes are consistent in how they go to work in this weight room. They're consistent in how they go to work out on that football field. They're consistent in that classroom, in the grades that they keep turning in. Like, I cannot stress enough how important this group is. Like, this group right here is the foundational piece for anything that I have going on.
Yeah. Coach, your ideal tempo of a game, what do you like? You've been to different places that go different routes, but
100%.
Right here at Livonia, what do you want?
I just like a slow, not a slow, it just depends. Like, it depends on what we can get and what we think we can, like what we're seeing. So I'm a mixed guy. So there's going to be some games where the game requires us to slow it down, pound it, get first downs, kill the clock.
Okay.
There's going to be other games where the best thing for us to do is go tempo and get the ball in space, because we have a lot of guys on the edge that can make plays for us. So I'm a guy who, I just like to have my finger on the pulse and call it depending on what is needed for this team.
Yeah, field by a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You talked about multi-sport athletes and the importance. Talk to me a little bit more about that and what it does whenever those guys do get back to football.
Man, so like specifically, one of our starting corners, he plays receiver corner for us. His name's Carmel. He's an all-district basketball player. After he comes back from a basketball season, he has to get back in football shape because everyone knows it's different. But his change of direction and his hips are just so fluid, and I love that about him. My jump ball receiver, Bo Stewart, number 4. He is a center in basketball, so he's just jumping up, getting rebounds, blocking shots. And I love that for him, because I feel like when he comes back outside, he just has a little extra springiness to him, and it's like you're already 6'4".
As the guy sitting with us today.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you're already 6'4". We put the ball in the right location, and we work on the hands and the catching and the tracking. I need you to do what you just did in the gym. And then specifically for baseball, he wasn't here today, this guy named Nick Dixon, and we got CJ Aguilar who was here. They both play baseball, they're outfielders. And it's just their ability to track footballs in the air when they come back from baseball is just second to none. So I'm always going to encourage them to play multiple sports because I do think all the other sports give them a different skill and sharpens up a different skill when they play those seasons.
To the practice field, I got here today, got to see a little bit of practice. You're more of a high intensity reps guy or a longer teaching period guy?
Again, like with the tempo, it's a mix. So we'll do the start of practice, usually walking talks, walkthroughs, try to teach and install during the beginning half of practice, and then once we know what we're doing, know where we're supposed to be, which I do find the teach time is so important because you got guys going both ways so much that you do have to slow it down, make sure everyone's confident and comfortable in the scheme and know exactly what they have, how they're going to get to this, and then when you get to the back half of practice, after everyone's comfortable and confident, then we like to speed it up and get the live reps.
Great time to introduce your 2025 coaching staff.
Yep. So we got Coach Latrell Jackson. He played at Southern. He's going to be our defensive line coach. He graduated about 2 years ago, so he's a younger guy, still fiery. He was their starting nose for about 2 seasons. We got Jonathan Hawkins. He won a state championship at Livonia. He went on to play college ball on defense, but he's coming back to round out our offensive line. We got Kentrell Derazan. He's actually one of the main coaches for the PC Tigers, the youth organization. He has been coaching for the last 15, 20 years. Really knowledgeable guy in the community. Tons of respect for that guy. I think he makes us a better football team when he shows up. We got a guy named Jason Lee, local guy, been on the football staff for the last few years. He's going to coach our backers. He makes us better. We got Trey Nelson's going to come and coach he's going to be our defensive coordinator. He played at Livonia under Bruden. And then we have a few other guys that I'm not going to say just yet because we're working it out. They're going to be here shortly. They're coming back from different places. But bringing back some more alum.
Yeah, that's always a good thing knowing these guys, blood, sweat, and tears are on that field and competing for championships.
100%.
Coach, when assembling your staff, what aspects do you look for?
I look for self-motivated people, guys who I don't have to tell to do everything. That they're hungry for the same mission I'm on, and so it's just a bunch of men pulling in the same direction for the same common goal. So for me, I'm looking for guys who understand that you have to teach. You have to teach. Coaching is teaching. Coaching is a form of teaching. If I can't teach, I cannot coach. So I'm looking for guys who know how to teach. Because we got guys that go, like I said, we got guys that go both ways. You have to slow it down and go in that board, and you have to become a teacher. And it has to be as important as teaching Algebra 1 or whatever class you may teach. It has to be just as important, and you have to understand how to relate to all the different kids for them to understand it as well. So the first thing I look for is teachers. Second thing I look for is self-started, motivated, hard-working men. Then the third thing I look for is just who you are as a man. Are you someone I want to put around these boys that can lead them to become the men of this community in a couple of years? So those are the main things I look for when I'm trying to find good coaches.
Okay. Coach, if you have any upgrades to talk about or any plans, fundraisers going on or wrapped up, and if you have a booster club you would like to mention.
Yeah, so Booster Club, we're in the process of forming a new one. We'll get back with you once we do. So we're going to be on Money Dolly shortly. That will kick off probably mid-August. It'll be on our Livonia Athletics Facebook page. We'll send a link out there. Things coming in the future. Be on the lookout. We got a big announcement coming. In the future for the stadiums in Point Capee. Outside of that, man, nothing really new updates wise. If you haven't been by Livonia within the last 2 years, we got a new weight room, got a new locker room. Things are starting to look a lot different in here, so swing on by and check us out if you're ever in the area.
Okay. Let's talk about your quarterback. Mm-hmm. You said he was thrown into the fire a year ago, and now he's got the keys.
Yep.
So give me his off-season breakdown and how much have you seen him grow since he's taken over as full-time starter?
For sure. Man, I say this every time we're giving team speeches, and like we had our captains meeting the other day and our leadership council meeting the other day. Kind of gave each boy their individual moment and told them where I see, like what I see for them and what I think of them. And for him, it's like, man, when he's on, I truly don't think there's a better thrower of the football on this side of the water. Like, he can make every throw on that field when he's locked in and he's on. So we're extremely excited to see what he can do. So his summer, so we started off that first month 7-on-7. Those are invaluable reps for a guy who the only thing he lacks is the experience. So those are invaluable reps. I thought he did a good job, made his mistakes, bumped his head, but we watched the film, he corrected it, understood why he was making certain mistakes, and he didn't make them again the next week, so we were pleased with that. I connected him with one of my old Little League teammates, Levi Lewis, from from University of Lafayette. So he's been working with his trainer, and then from there it's just been about us meeting, him understanding defenses, him understanding why we're calling certain plays in certain situations, so he can wrap his head around the whole offense. And so, like I said, man, we're so excited for that guy. I think he makes us a better football team.
The process that it takes pre and post snap reads wise, walk me through that.
So pre-snap, we're trying to identify the conflict players. Our nickel, is he coming? Or any of our, like, what are we doing with the shell from the two high safeties? Or any of those two coming? Then from there, we're just reading it across the board. Where's the pressure coming from? Where's the matchup that we like? If we think we have a matchup that we like, we're going to play that side if it's too high. If it's one high, we're just going to play the full field and get to the right read.
How often do you use motion? What does it help you diagnose?
We use motion a good bit. It helps you diagnose coverages, one. And then two, it helps me see the leverage. Like if we're motioning and I see no one's going with that jet motion, well, I know I have leverage and I have a guy who can run a jet sweep. I got a guy who can take kick returns home. He can take a jet sweep there too.
Yeah.
So it just kind of helps me identify, see what kind of box they're giving us. It helps me see what type of coverage they're giving us. And it helps him too, because once he sees that and he identifies that and he has a good idea, it kind of starts to allow him to know where he's probably going to go with this football. And so it starts to eliminate just the free thinking and puts him on his process.
Communication on a Friday night between the coaching staff. Walk me through that process a year ago and now that you are in year two, how much things will flow throughout a night.
For sure. I feel like last year things didn't flow necessarily as much as it should have, just because I didn't do a good enough job explaining everyone's role on the headset on a Friday night.
Okay.
So I truly think in year two, I recognize that from year one. So in year two, I've already identified that. I've already explained every detail of what each person should be looking for and saying on that headset. When we're on offense, when we're on defense, when we're on special teams. So I think just that clear communication from the top down is going to help us have a better communication line this year.
Take me to halftime then. Mm-hmm. Your approach when you get to halftime, is it meet as coaches, individual groups? Mm-hmm. What's your approach there? Tactical changes, emotional reset? Talk to me.
So we meet as coaches first, kind of go over what we saw, what they've been giving us. If we need to come up with some adjustments because we've been getting gassed, we need to come up with some adjustments because we're not getting what we want on offense, we'll kind of talk about that first, and then from there we'll break offense, defense, get on the whiteboards, and then from that point on, with the last few minutes of it before we go back out, we'll go individual, talk to your coaches.
Okay. Let's go to your running back position then. You got two big bulls that were sitting with me today. Mm-hmm. And we'll use that word again. That's going to be nasty to see whenever you got those guys running at you in the fourth quarter.
100%.
But is it just them two? Or do we have a lot of depth at the position? And give me each trait that each individual bring to the table.
All right. So we'll start with the two bulls. So you got Cam Johnson. Cam is a 3-year starter. So that guy, what you see is not what you get. A lot of people look at him and think that he's not going to go out there and do what he does. But he's a running back, and he's a very good running back. He gets his shoulder square, he gets downhill, he can lower the boom, he can run over you, and then he can also make you miss in space sometimes. So
he'll run through your face mask.
1,000%. So we love that guy in short yardage, and we love that guy when his mind's on it and he's going. Then you got Jaden Lathers. He does everything for us. He's going to play some H-back, some running back, some tight end, and then he'll also jump around and play some linebacker and DN for us. So for him, he's another short yardage guy. If you get on those train tracks, it's going to be a nice collision for you. Then we got Jamari Lambert. He's more of our speed guy, explosive kid, makes a lot of good reads and good cuts. And then you got Zach and Chris Nelson, the twins. One of them was with you today. One of them wasn't. Both of them come in and help us at that position as well. So both of those two dudes are some of our fastest 400 guy. Chris is pretty close to that as well. And so those two plus the Lambert kid definitely are our explosive guys. Cam and Lathers are more of our heavy hitters.
So you don't have a fresh backfield.
Committee. You got to go by committee. And you got to go both ways. We got to be fresh. We got to have the ability for multiple guys to get in, touch the rock, and not turn it over.
Yeah, that'd be a big emphasis.
A lot of teams send two people over there. A lot of teams will press one, have the safety over top. So he draws a lot of attention over there for us. On the backside, we got a lot of speed in the receiver position this year. We got a lot of guys that can go get it. So we got CJ Aguilar. He was with you today.
Seems like there's been an Aguilar here for so many years.
Man, good family, good genes. So him and the quarterback are cousins, actually. So you got CJ Aguilar. He just picked up his first offer this summer from Grambling at the Gridiron Camp.
Good.
So last year counted for like 1,200 yards, returns kicks, punt returns, and when we need to play most, it seems like he's the one that goes gets it. He's the one that's just going to make it happen. And so he's one of the ones I was most pleased with this summer. I thought his work ethic just shined through, and he was actually named the captain for us this year. Another one of our slot receivers, Paris Hayes, going to be a senior. He finished top 5 in the long jump in 4A this past year. Just a kid that can run every route, very smooth, very sudden, can run by you if need be. He's another one of those guys that's going to go get it deep for us, and in the big moments, he's somebody we call on. Other receivers, you got Carmel Bourgeois. He's a second-team All-District corner last year, but he's probably one of the most natural receivers that we have. Tracking the ball, hands. He's a very talented kid. You got Nick Dixon. He's been a basketball kid, decided to come back out. And this year, 7-on-7, I would have thought he was the MVP of our 7-on-7 this summer. Phenomenal route running, great hands, great ability to track the ball. Like we talked about, he's one of those baseball guys. So Nick's tracking it over the shoulder from all different ways, coming down with big catches. So really excited about that receiver group. And then we got Avery was with you. He's our starting backer, second-team All-District backer. He also comes in at H-back tight end for us, and he gets us in the passing game a little bit as well. So we got a lot of young guys that we're excited about.
Take me to the offensive line. Inexperience, no seniors, Coach. You don't see that often. How fast does that group have to grow up?
They got to grow up fast, man. They got to grow up quick. We need them. We can go nowhere without them. I think they've done a good job committing to the work that they know they need to put in. But like we said, it's just reps, man. Like they're young.
They just need game experience.
They just need game experience. And then like once they get out there and they realize that they're just fine, I think they'll settle in and we'll be okay.
You feel like this is a position that you got a lot of guys you can count on, like you're somewhere from 5 to 8, 5 to 10?
I'd say so. This is another group where we're gonna have guys going both ways depending on the situation for sure. But we got 3 solid guys who are just primary offensive line that we rely on, and then we got another group, we got a group of about 6 guys that swing into those tackle spots.
Okay.
So not where we want to be yet, but I like what they've shown me this summer and in the spring games in terms of their willingness to fight you. Like those big guys, sometimes it's a lot of plays. We're out on the field, we're push tempo, we're on the ball, no huddle. And this summer they just kept showing up, they kept fighting, they kept getting better. So they're young, but like I said about the whole team, man, I like their fight. I like their fight in that young group.
Let's go to the other side of the football.
Yeah.
You got the defensive coordinator's mindset because you were one.
Yep.
Coach is coming back to his roots. He plays for some great defenses whenever he was here. How's those conversations been like inside the coach's office and the practice field on the defensive side of the ball?
And it's been good. It's been good. Like I said, I've done it for the last 5 years, then took a break when I was at Central to just do safeties. But it's been good, man. Just having a guy where we're close, we just want the best for these boys in this community. So it's like, it's no egos involved. If he thinks something or if he doesn't know something, it's no hesitation to come in my office and ask. Like, I've been in DC for years. Like, it should be a collaborative effort for us to come up with the best possible plan. So I think we're in a really good spot, man, just because of the level of the open communication that we have across the staff right now is very good.
Could see a group where we have a lot of bodies coming in and out.
Yeah. We're excited about the defense, though, man. Jacorian Franklin that sat with you earlier, number 55, he's going to be a talented player for years to come, and we're excited about his jump. He picked up like 30 or 45 pounds this offseason, and so last year he was out there.
A year two player.
Last year he was out there as a freshman, undersized, and just fighting, not backing down from anything, but he would run into trouble when he would run into when he was just too much strength for him or too big for him. This year, I feel like he's at their size, and so I'm interested to see how he holds up and stacks up. We got a guy who broke his collarbone. He's a freshman starting for us last year. He picked up like 45 pounds, Donovan Williams, and so we're excited about him. He grew up to about 6'2" right now, so we're excited about him coming back as well. We got a guy who he looks like Saquon Barkley. He can lift the house. His name's Willie Williams. We're excited for him, man. Like out of the blue, he just popped into that nose spot and he owned it, and he's really good at it. And so we got a lot of different guys that we're excited about. Then another one younger one in that little class. He's gonna be a sophomore this year, Delaney James. In the spring game, he just showed up. He's gonna be another defensive line that we're excited about.
Sounds like you got a good problem on your hands.
Oh yeah, I think we do for sure with that group, with that class specifically.
You've been to some places that really emphasize special teams. Walk me through special teams here and how important it is.
Man, it's crucial. It's crucial. Just for us, because we go both ways. We got guys that play special teams. A lot of people are going to think that we're going to be tired of special teams or we're not putting as much time into special teams and think that that's where they're going to get us. Well, I'm the opposite. So I was at McNeese, I was starting receiver, but I played on all 4 special teams every single year. So I'm a special teams guy. So the details of special teams, I understand that can make or break a game. And like last year, like I was saying, CJ Aguilar, he put us back into games because they kicked it off to him, and their kickoff team wasn't as locked in as they should have been. So he gave us great field position, or Paris Hayes with the punt returns. So I truly do believe special teams is a way for you to either steal some points or for someone to catch you slipping and get something they should have never got on you.
There you go. We went through a bunch of different groups here. I asked the guys, now I'm asking yourself, Coach, position group that needed to take the biggest leap this offseason.
Offensive line.
Yeah.
Offensive line.
Let's go to the offensive line. Let's stay there for a little bit. How do you emphasize finishing blocks and playing through the whistle?
Emphasize that with just preaching guys, play to our standard. If we're going to have a standard for ourselves and you're going to be accountable to the standard that we've set for you, that's in the standard, man. That's what we're asking from you every day. That's what we preach when we go to these meetings. That is what we're showing you. We're pulling up clips of guys finishing blocks. And a finish ain't necessarily always taking someone to the ground. A finish is just to the whistle, making it clean for the running back, giving them a butt side to cut off of, just driving your feet until someone stops you. So showing them a lot of clips of other guys, not them doing it. Showing them clips of other guys, not them messing it up as well, so they don't think it's unique to them that they mess it up sometimes. And so just slowly but surely building up their confidence that they know what to do. They know the technique that they need to implement right here to have success. And just constantly reminding them, guys, do what you need to do and what you're coached to do to be successful. And so just being that voice in the back of their head constantly, just live to the standard. Amen. Live to the standard. And then sometimes making them redo it when they're tired, because it's just like, I'll pull them to the side. Hey, man, I don't think that was your best. I believe you can do a little bit better, man. I believe you got more in you. Everybody in those stands are going to be doubting you on this side. Well, it's an away game because T believes you can get this block right here on this play. I need it. And so just really sometimes breaking it down and isolating it to a certain moment, gotta have it situation, just showing them that they can do it when they really make their mind up that it can be done.
How important is it for your offensive line to be disciplined and smart, not just physical?
100%. You got to be. I feel like the discipline and smart is important because you got to be disciplined in following your rules. You got to be disciplined and understanding that, hey, sometimes we're not going to snap the ball. You can't be jumping. Sometimes we're going to be in a tempo where the offensive line needs to follow the flow of the ball so we can be on the ball for the next play. And so discipline is crucial in what we're trying to do this year. And then the intelligence factor, you just got to be able to identify what's happening in front of your face and what within our rules will allow us to block who we need to block and get where we need to get. And are we smart enough to communicate all the calls together and execute this?
How do you measure success outside of just what the scoreboard says?
Man, honestly, if my boys are good people, I want my boys to help out around this campus. If they see trash, if they see a janitor with like we got older janitors, if they see him walking around with a 50-pound trash bag on his back, no one's saying you're a trash man, but guys, we gotta have some type of humility to understand that's somebody's grandpa. Let's go help him. I just want good people. I want good people and I want good leaders. I want dudes who aren't following. I want dudes who are setting a culture in their own house. I want dudes who are setting a culture in their own friend group, not just trying to change the culture for me and Livonia football. I want you to change and set your own culture with your friend groups.
Coach, you were gifted this schedule, home and away flips this year. Your thoughts on your 2025 schedule?
We're excited, man. A lot of well-coached ball clubs, a lot of good crowds to play in front of, and we're excited to see can we grow from year 1 to year 2.
Okay. Upcoming Jamboree, what will you want to see from your group against a 5A in Zachary?
Fight. I just want to see us fight. I want to see no back down. I want to see us toe the line.
And no fall scrimmage?
Nope.
Okay. What's one area of execution that this team has to improve to flip those close games?
Situational awareness, understanding down and distance, understanding time on the clock, just situational awareness. I felt like last year sometimes it's a third down stop where we got to get off the field and the game's iced, relaxed, and we gave it up, and then that snowballed. So situational awareness, and then the ability to put our anchor down and stop letting things snowball once one bad thing happens.
Okay. Why is body language so important?
Because your teammates are looking to you, your teammates are looking at you, and if your body language is down, so-and-so might start thinking that's okay, and they're going to drop their body language. And so-and-so might see them, they're going to drop their body language. And then across the board, you got 11 hats out there with bad body language. If I'm an offense, I'm licking my chops. If I'm a defense, I'm licking my chops. It goes back into your mental toughness. It goes back into your mental stamina. Like, I have to be strong enough, tough enough for longer than the opponent. I cannot have bad body language. And then scouts are watching. You don't know who's watching. You don't know the little kids looking up to you. You don't want to be the pouty kid. You have too many people looking up to you. You have too much going for you to be pouting and have bad body language.
What's the difference between a team who works hard and a team that competes every day?
Team who competes every day. Well, the team who works hard, they can come in the weight room and work hard, but they can not like competition.
Yeah.
A team who competes every day is a bunch of dogs who, if we got to put that ball down in the parking lot, they'll tackle it to the gravel if we have to. That's a bunch of junkyard dogs, and that's the type of brand that we're trying to build here. Just dudes hungry to play the game that they've played since they were kids, that they love at a high level. No matter where we're at. I don't care if they told us we got to get in False River and play it in the water. Let's do it. That's a dog.
What's a prepared team look like beyond just knowing what the plays are on a Friday night?
Prepared team looks like one that's not bought into the hype, one that just look like they've put in the work, the hay's in the barn, and the confidence is self. I don't need to do all the external social media. I don't need to do all that woofing and talking because my internal belief is greater than anything that's going to take place on this field.
What's the key to winning on third down? What's the key to getting off the field on third down?
Communication. Communication. Getting your eyes to coach, understanding the down and the distance, communicating every detail and nuance of the call to make sure everyone's on the same page. For me, it's always been communication. Someone either missed a call, someone didn't line up right, someone got in the wrong gap. Communication. Calm down and communicate.
Coach, describe an unsung hero and who could take on that role this year.
Unsung. Aldrich Kolar. Aldrich Kolar. Hardest work, one of the hardest workers in this weight room, one of the hardest workers on that field. Just puts in so much work. Everyone always overlooks him because he doesn't look the part. But that kid's a dog. He started for us 10 games last 10 years. Started for us 10 games last year at corner. They got sets where they're going heavy sets, tight end, and upside. I'm trying to come up with stuff to go corners over. And he just wait he's like, Coach, you don't have to do all that. I'm okay. And then that same night, I watched this dude lead the team in tackles. He's just a dog, man. He's just a dog.
What do you look for in your leaders in those final minutes of a game?
Composure. Composure. Can you be the person that your teammates come to when they're freaking out and you bring them back down to where we need to be to go out here and execute?
Okay. What's the most important thing a team has to do in those first couple minutes of a game?
Establish who we are. Establish who we are. We got to move the ball. We got to pick up some first downs, and we got to move. We got to show them who we are with the run game and the pass game effectively, and then defensively, we got to get a stop. We got to get them off the field and set a tone.
How much freedom does your players have to make adjustments on the field?
If it's Nico has a lot of freedom. Nico has a lot of freedom because Nico comes in that office and asks every question, meets with me more than sometimes I feel like it. Like I'll get out of a meeting and Nico sit in my office ready to ask me some defensive questions. I love that about him. So when it comes to that kid, he has a lot of freedom. He has a lot of freedom to adjust us and get us in the right position because I also know through our conversations what the adjustment would be. There's times where I have to tell him, hey, shut that down, play what I call. But there's also times where I put so much, I have so much confidence in him. He's got it. I trust it. His teammates trust it, and we're fine. He knows exactly what I want to call. He knows what I would adjust to. Call it. And so with Nico, absolutely freedom.
How do you avoid over-adjusting and just stick to your identity?
Just gotta not overthink it, man. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do is to start overthinking it. But for me, it's always about people. How can I put the right person in the right position to make the right play for us? I'm more about people.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe your players understand the why behind the X's and O's better now?
100%. 100%.
Talk to me about peaking too early in the season and playing your best ball late.
That's the thing. It's going to be gradual. It's going to be a gradual build. You don't want to play amazing weeks 1 through 3 and then the sky fall out. So you just want to, like I said, the first few weeks you're just trying to establish who you're going to be at the 2025 Wildcat. Who are we? What's our identity? What can we hang our hat on? Then from there, the adjustments come to the base things. And so that's a tough one. That's going to be a tough one, but not peaking, man. I honestly feel like that's for us is going to be more mentally because this place for the last however many years has not been traditionally where we used to be when I lived here. So if we start hot, are we going to get the big head? Are we going to think we made it, or are we going to stay even keel and keep fighting on the mission? And so that's kind of where I get.
Okay. Which small details in preparation leading up to game week matter the most on a Friday night?
I'd probably say the red zone packages, the third down packages, and then making them understand the importance of winning first down, offense and defensively. It just gets you started on defense. If you win first down, it's a lot better feeling going into second and long, third and long than second and 2, third and 1. And then on offense, winning first down is a 5-yard run, a 5-yard stick route, whatever it may be, just to get us loosened up a little bit so we can start getting into our rhythm.
Coach, what's something people outside the program may not understand about the process you're building here?
Takes time, man. It's a lot of moving parts. It's this one of the largest parishes in Louisiana, landmass wise. You got kids that I got to run after school bus almost every day to get these kids home from this campus because most of them don't live close to here. So you're here. Like it's a lot of different moving parts, coordinating buses all throughout the summer to pick them up, drop them off after every practice, to drop them off every day. So it's a lot. It's a lot of different moving parts, but we're embracing it. We're figuring it out. We feel like the boys have taken that next step too, because it's not easy for them waking up at 6 a.m. for workouts at 8:30 and having to get on a bus, but they're doing it. And so I'd probably say that's some of the hardest things is just logistics. Logistics in the parish is tough.
How do you teach mental toughness to players who haven't seen much success yet?
Creating adversity in the weight room, creating adversity through the summer, and just through shared story. Like by the guys we bring in to mentor speak, by the coaches sharing their experiences in this life and telling their stories and how they overcome them. So I'd probably say I lean more so on that, just the stories we tell them, the experiences we share with them, and just how much adversity I create throughout a workout or a practice for them to have to overcome.
Your favorite part of a Friday night, before, during, or after?
During. I'm a football guy, man. It's nothing like that first kickoff on a Friday night. Still get the chills. Still just get antsy, like I want to go get out there.
Mm-hmm. How rewarding is it when it clicks for a player on a Friday night?
It's very rewarding, man. Like I feel like that's why we got into this thing, man. It's for the kids, and it's like when you see it all come together for the kid, and the kid actually has success, and they're smiling because everything they worked so hard on is coming to fruition. It's like, that's honestly why you coach. Like, that's the best feeling.
What lessons do you hope your players carry with them long after the pads come off?
Resilience. Being resilient. Life is going to throw a lot at you, but it's about how you respond to it. Mental toughness. We talk about it every day. There's going to be a lot of things that you don't want to do in this world as a man, but you have a family. So you're going to have to suck it up and go do it. And so we just try to teach that football, a lot of football principles translate to life, man. Like there's a lot of times where you don't want to go out there to practice in that sun, but you do it anyway. You're going to have to do that later in life. You have to persevere through the things you don't want to do. There's going to be things that you don't want to face because you think it might be too hard, too tough, too whatever. You're going to have to persevere through that at some point in life. And so just translating our football talks and principles into actual everyday life and showing them the examples in real time with our lives.
Win, lose, or draw, what's something you're always going to tell your team afterwards?
I love them. I tell them I love them, I'm proud of them no matter what goes on. And then like recently we started saying it almost every day around here. It's just like, man, who's got it better than us? Like a bunch of my boys had a friend who passed recently. A bunch of I've been at schools where we had kids that we were teaching pass, and it's just like, when you zoom out and you put it into perspective, guys, there's so much bigger things going on in this world. There have people that would trade everything in life to get 4 more or 10 Fridays, 10 more Fridays, just 10 more. So it's just like, man, who's got it better than us? We're blessed. We don't have to come here. We get to come here. So I truly think just the mindset shift has helped us grow too as a team and as a family here. We're blessed, man. We're so blessed.
How important is it to you that your players know that you see them as people, not just athletes?
It's very important because I tell them all the time, and like anybody I've ever coached knows, with me it's more than 4. That's a Catholic term where like they tell you it's your freshman year and you don't necessarily understand what that means. No, I'm only in school for 4 years. What are you talking about? I'm not doing more than 4. You said I'm gonna fail? No. This is a brotherhood that you stepped into, and it's gonna last you a lifetime. And that's always stuck out to me, and that's always, anywhere I've been, that's what I wanted it to be. So I said that to them all the time, guys. It's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, however long Coach T has you, it's more than that. I got you for life. There's going to be a time where you're lost and you're at a crossroads and you just need somebody to talk to. Call me. There's going to be a time where you need somebody to just pray for you. Call me. There's going to be a time where you need a letter of recommendation. I got it. And so I just really like to drive home. It's more than 4, man. My love to them, my love for them is not tied to their performance. And I tell them that often, and I don't think they'll understand that until later. I don't think they'll truly understand what I mean by that till later, but my love for them is not tied to performance, man. I appreciate them for showing up every day. I appreciate them for going against the community, because they got a lot of kids in this community and making the wrong decisions. These dudes are choosing to make the right ones every single day. So my love for them is never going to be tied to wins and losses.
Most rewarding part of this journey so far? What is it?
So far, just the ability to impact and change people's lives, man. Like, they got kids today I hadn't coached in 6, 7, 8 years, and I'm the first person they call when they're having a kid. I'm the first person they call when they just got a new job or they got some news they want to share with somebody. And so I honestly would say that's the most rewarding is when parents come up to you and say thank you for everything you did for my kid, or giving them confidence, or getting them away from the wrong people and putting them on the right path. Just any of that, man. That's what makes you double down and want to keep going for 20 more.
Can you take me back to a time where you realize why you do this?
When I was at Bruley, they had a kid. He was didn't really play football. Was getting in trouble, and they told me to leave him alone. It was lost cause. Started talking to him. Started working on him. Started issuing small challenges like, oh man, I bet you can't make the school for the whole week without skipping a day. He started doing that. Issued a little bit more challenge, something a little bit tougher. Hey man, I bet you can't get no referrals. And slowly but surely, just walked him down the aisle to football. He wanted to be a part of that. Well, then I gave him another thing. Like, hey man, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that, and you can't do this when you get upset. Okay, I'll do that if I get to play. Well, then we get to that season. That kid rushed for 1,000 yards. Never played football in high school. Rushed for 1,000 yards. We ended up going to the quarterfinals, doing all these amazing things. And then it was like graduation night. His mom came up to me and gave me the biggest hug and just said, "Coach, thank you for saving my son's life." And she was just like crying. And when that moment happened, that's when I just knew I'm in the right spot. Like I'm doing what God called for me to do.
Your biggest mentor in the coaching world, who is it?
Got a couple, man. I got a few. I'd probably say Jimmy Williams is my first one. Rest in peace to him, man. Just one of the greatest. He poured so much into me. He taught me so much that after I finished spending that year with Jimmy, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Like, study for the bar, was doing all that. I need to go coach. Like, this is where I'm at. Like, the impact that he had on generations of kids, I saw that and I wanted that for myself and over my life. So I'd say Jimmy Williams is for sure one. Semino, that dude's a trailblazer, hard worker. Tons of respect for him and his program. Andy Martin, Neil Weiner, Brew. I got a ton of mentors and guys that I look up to, man, and they're all doing it the right way, and they're not hiding anything from me. They're willing to, any of them are willing to pick up the phone and call, or pick up my calls and guide me and assist me with whatever I need. So, got a lot of good guys, man.
All right, let me ask you this one then. Your Mount Rushmore for coaches in the state of Louisiana.
JT Curtis, Dale Warner, Kenny Guillot, Parkview. That's my three right there that I stick with. Go with Donald Jones. Probably don't know him. He's an old school guy. He was winning with Plaquemine way back in the day. He was a sub at Bruley for years, and he would just come in my room and talk football with me. One day I looked him up. I didn't realize he was top 10 in Louisiana in wins. Come on. I was like, so put him in my top 10. That guy there, man, phenomenal guy. He definitely helped me a lot in the process. But let's go with one more. Give me, I'll say Neil Warner, just because when he had his run at Catholic Point Pete, that's when I was living down here. Then when he had his run at Zachary, that's when I was playing against them. And then now seeing his run at Dunham, it's like, okay, you're doing some good things, man.
Okay. You knew I wouldn't leave today without asking you about your time at Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go there and talk about, give me some stories about Catholic football for yourselves. I mean, you play with some tremendous players also as teammates. Talk to me about your days there.
Man, just phenomenal experience, man. Had a lot of really good teammates. A lot of guys ended up playing at the next level. A couple guys ended up in the NFL. So it was just a really cool process, learning from the great Dale Warner, running for Coach Boudreaux. Just getting ingrained in that culture down there was just so different than anything I'd ever experienced. And so going into my junior year, we had a down year. I think we went like 3-7, everybody on the outside is saying how it's like one of the worst seasons in Catholic high history. Catholic's finally on the downside of things, and so going into senior year, we just heard so much noise about what we couldn't be, and then all of a sudden, it's like Nick Coombs was the starting quarterback, ended up playing baseball at LSU. Clay Moffitt pitched at LSU. He was our starting tight end, along with Christian Brown, Ken Ward.
I remember Nick and Moffitt.
Yeah.
From the LSU days.
Mm-hmm. We had this guy, Ken Ward. He was the nation's #1 hurdler. He was our starting receiver. DJ Woodard. He was top 5 in the state in the 300 hurdles. Darius Geis was with me in the backfield. Clyde, Josh Smith. We were all in the backfield as the running back group. We had this guy named Cameron Tom that ended up starting at Southern Miss for 4 years. Got drafted by the Saints, and he's still on, I think, the Saints practice squad now. His little brother is the starting tackle at Green Bay. The kid used to be running around in all our games. Never saw that coming. So it was just a fun experience, man. We had we had a big defensive lineman, offensive lineman, Tyler Sparrow. He ended up doing good things at Arkansas Monticello. So it was just a really fun time, man. A lot of competitiveness going on amongst the group. A lot of guys who were striving to get to that next level. A lot of guys who were striving to leave their mark on the program because everyone said that the last year was so bad, worst team, blah, blah, blah. So my senior class, we made it a mission, man. This is Catholic, man. Last year's not the reason that we all chose to come here. We know what this is supposed to be and look like. And so the amount of work that we put in that summer and the level of brotherhood that we have is just insane. So then we got to the season, and it didn't go perfect. Like we lost games that senior year, but it was just a response after a loss. Response after a loss. We go to the playoffs. We're not supposed to win. Blow them out in the first round. We go to second round. We do something crazy. And so Catholic was just different, man. I really did have a good time, but the funnest times were just the days of practice with I go in, take a couple reps. Darius goes in, takes a couple reps. Clyde goes in, might take a couple reps. Josh goes in, might take a couple reps. And then when you look back and see what everybody out of those 4 did, it's just cool to see, man. It's just cool. It was a good time. And then the coaches, man, had some great coaching.
Did you ever have a moment that you realized that running back group could be something special for years to come?
Yeah, absolutely. So my junior year, it was like I was pretty much by myself in the running back room because Darius was still freshman and Clyde was in 8th grade. So it was like I was by myself, put up good numbers, but it was all right. That next year we got to spring. Everybody was like, at first it was kind of like everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. Well, then at some point during the summer, I don't know why, the group just came together and clicked to the point where it's like, okay, I'm telling Darius everything that I'm seeing. Darius is telling me what he's seeing and why he made this cut. Now we're both telling Clyde everything that we saw. Now we're telling Josh everything that we saw. And it just kind of became a committee thing where we're just all bouncing ideas about what I would have done in this moment. And then next thing you know, it's like we get to senior year. Darius picks up that LSU offer. So I got Darius Geis behind me, the LSU offered running back. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 220. So we're a Catholic guy. They want to see the LSU commit. So I got to run my tail off so I can keep this starting spot. So, senior year, I think I finished up with 2,500 all-purpose yards. With literally, me and Darius would just go back and forth with 2-3 touchdowns apiece every game that year. We had games, I think 3 or 4 of those games, I didn't play past half. Me and Darius would just stand on the bleachers, just waving a towel or something. So from junior year to senior year, I think that was my favorite part, is just making everybody eat those words that Catholic High is dead. And then when we went back for our 10-year reunion, seeing Coach Kelly and him saying, y'all do know, y'all are that class that started this. It was y'all. Y'all laid that foundation. That felt good. That felt really good.
What a story. Thank you for sharing that with me.
No problem, man.
What a backfield as you look back at it now. Coach, you had a really good back come from this program. And Patrick Queen. Anyone wearing 8?
Nope.
This number's done?
So it was retired 2 years ago, but they allowed our senior Mario, he graduated last year, to keep it because he had started in it. And so moving forward after this year, there will be no number 8 in Livonia history again.
Okay. That's cool to know. Final 3 for you.
Mm-hmm.
What an interview. What are you most excited for? What are you most proud of from this year's groups?
Most excited for just the growth, just seeing the steps that they've taken. I'm excited to get to Fridays and see it in action. Most pleased with, like I said, man, the fight, the mentality change. Like, we got guys that go both ways. There's a lot of excuses that can be made. Why I didn't make this play? Why I didn't do this? And they're just not those. They're just not those people. They're not excuse makers. They're guys that just want to get on the line and do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm most pleased with that mentality shift.
What is the message to the alumni community as we get ready for another season?
Come back, man. Come support. We're trying to bridge the gap between old and new. And that the only way to do it is if the old faces come around and let the boys know how much this program means to them. Let them know how much tradition this place really does have.
Coach, close us out today with the quote of the day.
Yo, you got me on that one. Quote of the day. You got me, man. I ain't got nothing. I'm going blank on the quote. Our biggest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our biggest fear is that we're powerful beyond all measure. And I only say that one just because I use that to them, because I feel like at times with the social media era, it's easier to just take what people say about you and start to internalize that and believe that. But it's like, bro, like only we can write our own story. We are powerful beyond all measure when we truly believe in us and the mission and the goal. So I'll probably leave with that one.
Okay. Coach, final words as we get ready to close this one out.
Man, excited for year two. Excited for year two, man. I think we got something good in store. I think God has His hands on this football team, and we're marching in the right direction, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I don't think anybody's got it better than us, man. I think we're truly blessed.
Coach, thank you for an opportunity to come sit with you today. Can't wait to see you guys in the fall.
Absolutely, man. Hope we get you out for a game or two.
Good luck, Coach.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
getting after it, and year two. I can't wait to see what's in store.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you.